Mr. President, seated before you are the trustees, faculty, alumni, candidates for degrees, and honored guests of the university assembled for the annual commencement in Columbia's 257th academic year. With your permission, Mr. President, the exercises will now begin. Please stand for the vocal performance of the national anthem by Ketawe Denise Kumalo of the School of International and Public Affairs, class of 2011.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through their perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The opening words will be pronounced by Janelle Davis, University Chaplain.
Please be seated. Congratulations, Columbia University 2011 graduates. Your Columbia University degree will identify you around the globe as among the best educated women and men in the world. You are graduating into unprecedented times where the present and the future are in precarious balance, times when there are breathtaking changes in every field of inquiry, work, and vocation. Challenges and opportunities are expanding for men and women of good character, goodwill, and good conscience. As Columbia University alumni, you will have opportunities. Indeed, you will assume responsibilities to address the most complex issues of these critical times. You will give guidance on matters of international affairs, public policy, finance, business, engineering, architecture, the arts, the humanities, the social and natural sciences. You will give counsel on matters of law, human rights, social work, education, and journalism. You will be on the vanguard of reforms in healthcare and public health. You will give compassionate care and conduct life-enhancing research in nursing, public health, dentistry, and medicine. You will give voice to the common good of us all. May you be of good character. May you have moral courage. May you have an open heart, a discerning mind, and a generous, principled spirit. May you enjoy the blessings of lifelong learning, reasoned optimism, and may you continue to dream daring dreams. May it be so. May it be so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the University, Lee C. Bollinger.
Okay, keep it. At last year's commencement in the rain, I reminded the class of 2010 of the famous old saying that if it rains on your commencement, you are guaranteed a fabulous life. I can only imagine what even more incredible success and happiness await all of you after you dry out from an unprecedented week of rain. Everyone here today and throughout this dark and stormy week has shown amazing fortitude, and that gives us just one more reason to congratulate the brave families and the graduating classes of 2011. This morning, then, now that we're all together for the last time, we're going to make the very best of it. And by the end, the backdrop of the miserable weather, like Prince Hal's youthful transgressions, will only make us feel all the more that this has been the best commencement in Columbia's history. And so we will, and I will, set out on a condensed but more brilliant version of today's ceremony. Let's start with the recognition of why we're all here today, which is to celebrate you, the class of 2011. Our heartiest congratulations to every one of you. Next, let's take the opportunity to express your love and gratitude to your most adoring fans, the ones who have always applauded disproportionately at your performances, told you repeatedly how handsome and beautiful you are even when you weren't. And this is the most important to us, offered you unwavering support for developing your very remarkable talents. Let's thank your parents and families. You have been at Columbia in times of enormous changes. Some would say that while you've been studying here, you've been detached and removed. They would be wrong. Therein lies the theme of my ever so brief remarks to you today. Your life here has not been some frivolous exercise, but instead the essence of what the world needs more than anything else: the quality of minds to live fearlessly in a complex universe. Here is the Cliff Notes, a term you may be familiar with, summary of my argument in 4 soggy steps. Whether you paid attention or not, you have been living in one of the most extraordinary, open intellectual environments on the planet now or ever before. The freedom to pursue knowledge and ideas is without parallel. No party lines had to be followed. No dogmas limited your curiosity. As exhilarating as this can be, it is also not easy. To take on true freedom of the mind is to feel dumb, to risk being offended, and to live with the queasy feeling that nothing will ever be simple again, not even your most cherished beliefs. This is different from expertise. It is intellectual character, which you acquire only by doing over and over again. But once you have it, you're changed forever. Much of the world cannot abide by this degree of freedom. Authoritarian regimes certainly can't. But what's most interesting today is the rise of societies with mixed systems, open economies, and limited freedom of thought. Their astonishing success in improving the standard of living of citizens is impressive. And now they're challenging the very concept of freedom we have embraced and you have lived. To them, we have made a fetish out of freedom at the expense of other values, such as personal dignity and reputation, social cohesion and stability. To them, our culture is crude and dysfunctional, where extreme views crowd out more reasoned discussion. So they prefer limited freedom and demand trust in the state. This challenge is serious, and the whole world is watching. This is the great debate about the character of global society in this century, which is your century. It matters because increasingly what happens elsewhere on a day-to-day basis deeply affects us. Problems are more and more global in dimension. The roots of the Great Recession, wealth inequality, climate change, infectious diseases, food safety, and so on. How we all, people everywhere, develop the quality of minds to grapple with these problems is a matter of the utmost importance. We have now a global marketplace for goods, but not a global marketplace for ideas to match it. That's a pity, because we also have, for the first time in human history, a truly global communication system emerging in the internet. But the new medium does not by itself solve the most perplexing problem, which is how do we get the important information along with the intellectual character necessary to think well about how we will live. Censorship around the world is severely limiting this new medium. Censorship anywhere is becoming censorship everywhere. And the scarcest commodity in the world is the quality of thinking well and creatively. So this is your last assignment as you leave these gates. Become engaged in the public forum, because the price of extraordinary freedom of thought is the responsibility to exercise your own freedom of expression and thereby prove wrong the perception that a commitment to openness favors those who prefer simplicities and would indulge themselves in intolerance. And then be prepared to articulate and defend the fundamental principle of freedom of thought and expression to an increasingly skeptical world. Listen too, of course, and change your mind if better arguments prevail. That's the necessary condition. You can do this, as I've said, because this is your experience, but it is also your heritage. I've also always had a special fondness for Alexander Hamilton. Despite being a precocious advocate for American independence as a student at what was then known as King's College in Lower Manhattan, he famously stood between a fleeing college president, Dr. Miles Cooper, and an angry student mob upset over Cooper's notorious loyalty to the Crown. This gave Cooper a chance to escape from campus in the nighttime darkness and make his way down to the Hudson shore, where he caught a boat to England and never returned. Hamilton thus earned a special place in the heart of every Columbia president, including me, for bravely standing up for the principle that one's sworn political opponents shouldn't be tarred and feathered for their views. But Hamilton and his fellow student John Jay became known for something else too, namely for being the authors of now classic public essays meant to reason and persuade the public to embrace the federal Constitution. They did this in an era when violence and conflict were the order of the day, when the press was highly partisan and public debate was filled with scurrilous personal attacks. Yet no one ever made a more nuanced argument, respectful of the complexities of life on behalf of a good society, than Hamilton and Jay did in the Federalist Papers. Now, your immediate plans may not have included founding a new nation, but wherever life's journey takes you, my hope is that you will always carry with you the essence of this institution that has been your home for these few very formative years, the thrill and the dangers of open inquiry, and the inspiration provided by its proud heritage to bring this quality of mind to the public forum. Go, therefore, and write the Federalist Papers for this century. I promise we will be even more thankful and admiring than we are right now on this very special and momentarily dry day. Congratulations to all of you, class of 2011.
The Provost of the University, Claude M. Steele, will present the candidates for the University Medal for Excellence and candidates for degrees in honoris causa. Please hold your applause until after all citations have been read.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Lydia Polgreen for the University Medal for Excellence.
In a still young career, you have developed a distinctive style of reporting recognizable for its rare mix of captivating storytelling, determined investigation, and the ability to employ all the tools available to modern journalism. Reporting from Darfur, Chad, the Central African Republic, and the Congo, you courageously explain not only the human toll of ethnic violence, but also the complexities of religious, historical, and political dimensions of these deadly conflicts. Now you continue your reporting from South Asia. You are remembered at the School of Journalism as an exceptional student, confident in your abilities, yet dedicated to improving your craft. Happily, your postings to far corners of the globe have not kept you from returning to share your experiences. In you, our journalism students see a model of professionalism and dedication, creativity, and commitment, as do we. It is therefore with pride and admiration that we award you the Alumni Medal of Excellence. Congratulations, Lydia.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Eleanor Jackson Peel for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Your life in the law has defied convention while making an indelible mark on the civil rights legacy of the United States. From representing Japanese internment victims during World War II, to your advocacy on behalf of New York City school children facing gender-based segregation, to your work with innocent prisoners on death row, your career has been built upon a fierce commitment to equal justice under law. All the more remarkable, you led these causes while conducting a more personal battle to overcome discriminatory treatment from a legal profession dominated by men. Today, the presence of deserving female lawyers at the top of the profession, in private practice and public service, is evidence of a changed world offering vastly expanded opportunities for women in the law. With the greatest respect for your accomplishments as a trailblazing lawyer and champion of social justice, we are proud to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Martin Mizell for the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Your distinguished career in the Academy has been defined by a courageous and wide-ranging intellect, a belief in the scholar's duty to explain important truths, and to Columbia's lasting benefit, your fidelity to this university. Since joining the Columbia faculty in 1968, you have conveyed your enthusiasm for the theater to generations of students. Your penetrating scholarship has taken readers on a journey from the Greek classics to Tom Stoppard, providing an invaluable guide to the world of dramatic literature. Just 4 years ago, well into the 5th decade of an academic journey, bending categories and defying categorization, you authored How Plays Work, Reading and Performance. This important book presumes that we need to better understand the essential qualities of a familiar art form and then succeed spectacularly in transforming and advancing that understanding. Through your work, our capacity to appreciate the imagined world of the playwright has been forever enriched. With great respect and admiration, we present you the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Sir Keith Thomas for the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Your magisterial narratives of early modern English life are recognized as enduring classics. In your first book, Religion and the Decline of Magic, you traced society's journey from a supernatural world where magic quelled anxiety to a new world of reason and scientific inquiry. Over the ensuing decades, your intellectual ambition has been undiminished. Just 2 years ago, you again advanced the learning in this field with the Ends of Life, Roads to Fulfillment in Early Modern England, a grand-scale work encouraging reflection on our own lives and a sense of shared experience with our forebears. Your contributions to historical scholarship have been celebrated by England's scholarly academies and those of many other nations around the globe, as well as a knighthood from the Queen. But nowhere are your extraordinary academic accomplishments embraced with greater admiration and gratitude than among the former students who have benefited from your teaching and mentorship. With the utmost respect for your achievements, we are proud to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Congratulations.
Mr. President, I have the great honor to present Ornette Coleman for the degree of Doctor of Music, honoris causa.
The label, revolutionary, is too weighty a classification for all but a few select artists. Yet it fits you as comfortably as one of your pork pie hats. By inventing a new language of jazz and extending the boundaries of that uniquely American musical genre, you rightfully have earned that distinction and many more. A groundbreaking marriage of melody and harmony, your music has inspired new generations of artists who seek to break the bonds of conventionality. From acoustic works and string quartets to full orchestras and ballets, your influence has stretched across multiple musical genres. Since your legendary New York City debut at Five Spot in 1959, yours has been a career of consummate musical artistry. Now, in the city that witnessed your meteoric rise, Columbia University recognizes your extraordinary contributions to our culture. It is with admiration and pride that we present you with a Doctor of Music honoris causa. Congratulations, Ornette. Thanks so much. Yeah, you gotta get a thing on your head. Thank you.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present Joan Argett-Singer Stites for the Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Hi, Joan. Congratulations. Your brilliant scholarship at the forefront of RNA research has altered forever our understanding of inheritance, the familiar but mysterious phenomenon that has long puzzled the greatest scientific minds. As the first female graduate student to work in the laboratory of James Watson, the co-discoverer of DNA structure, your career has been a beacon, inspiring new generations of women determined to succeed at the highest levels of scientific inquiry. Your many prestigious awards convey only part of the story of your illustrious career. Students cherish your mentorship, colleagues praise your brilliance, and in the future, patients are likely to reap life-saving benefits from your self-described personal love affair with RNA. As a result of your research, the day is drawing closer when the diagnosis and treatment of diseases like lupus and other autoimmune conditions will be transformed. For your pioneering leadership in and outside the laboratory, we are proud to present you with a Doctor of Science honoris causa. Congratulations. Julie, this is a wonderful thing for everybody. Congratulations.
The president of the university will present the awards for excellence in teaching. The professors will stand as their names are announced. Please hold your applause until all recipients have been recognized.
With deepest admiration, we recognize these professors for outstanding work in their areas of study and for their extraordinary contributions to the intellectual life of students at Columbia University. Chosen by the campus community for the excellence they bring every day to the classroom, we acknowledge the following faculty: Mary Sheila S. Cornell, Tony Stabile Professor of Professional Practice in Investigative Journalism's Graduate School of Journalism. So I think that sets the precedent. You just do whatever you want. I mean, that's... Next, Kenneth B. Frampton, Ware Professor of Architecture, Graduate School of Architecture, Planning and Preservation. Richard A. Korb, Senior Lecturer in German in the Department of Germanic Languages, Department of Germanic Languages. Richard Locke, Professor of Professional Practice in Writing, School of the Arts. And Jill S. Shapiro, Lecturer in Discipline of Ecology, Evolution, and Environmental Biology. Congratulations and thank you to all of you.
The president of the university will present the 2011 alumni medalists. The alumni will stand as their names are announced, and you may applaud as the president allows.
In other words, do whatever you want. We are very proud to recognize today our alumni medalists, chosen by their peers for their efforts on behalf of Columbia as a whole, including our network of over 250,000 graduates worldwide. For those of you who graduate today, while we say goodbye to you as students, we welcome you as alumni. It is inspiring to know that some of you will stand up here in years to come, honored for your service to your alma mater. Please stand as I call your name. Lisa Phillips Davis, Barnard College. Susan K. Fagan, School of General Studies. Margot Jaffe, College of Dental Medicine. Gertrude Gigi Michelson, Columbia Law School. Mark Albert Mumjan, Columbia College, Columbia Law School. Daniel V. Schiavello, Engineering and Applied Science. Neil L. Sellinger, Columbia College. Casper F. Speckle, Columbia Business School. Dale Shakarian Turza, Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. And Martha G. Welch, College of Physicians and Surgeons. Congratulations to all of you. And the most important, Jinni Sun, International and Public Affairs.
And now, can you tell them to be quiet? And now, a message of congratulations from the chair of the Columbia Alumni Association, Jim Harden.
Good morning. On behalf of Columbia alumni throughout the world, and as chair of the Columbia Alumni Association, I want to welcome you to a network of almost 300,000 brilliant, active Columbians. We are eager to stay connected with you wherever you are in your career and wherever you are in the world. When you began your studies at Columbia, you entered a conversation with your professors, with your fellow students, and with great minds in your field. I am here to tell you that conversation never ends. As alumni, we continue to share ideas through more than 80 regional clubs, our signature events, and hundreds of gatherings throughout the year. The Columbia Alumni Association offers you many ways to stay connected with the university, but none more important than this conversation we have with one another. Now, the CAA is you, your voices, your energy, your ideas. Remember, you have been students for several years. You are alumni for a lifetime. Congratulations and welcome to you all.
The provost of the university will present the administrative officers of the various divisions of the university who will, in turn, introduce candidates for the degrees in course in their respective groups. Those candidates will be expected to rise as they are being introduced.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Michelle Moody Adams, Dean of Columbia College.
Mr. President, I am proud Mr. President, I am proud to present the meritorious, the majestic, and the utterly magnificent candidates of Columbia College's class of 2011. Stand. I am here to attest to the fact that they are truly accomplished to the core. They have mastered the mysteries of literature humanities. They have cracked the code of contemporary civilization, and they have united the wisdom of the ages with the promise of the global future. And there's even a rumor going round that they can leap tall buildings with a single bound. But most important, they have met the standards of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences with great energy and enthusiasm. So, Mr. President, in recognition of their accomplishments, I ask that you award them the degree of Bachelor of Arts and that you grant them all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Feniaski Peñamora, Dean of the Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science.
Mr. President, before you stand the exceptional candidates of the faculty of the Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science. The socially responsible engineering and applied science leaders whose work will address some of the basic problems of society as we look forward in the future. These men and women, unfazed and beaming with the weather, hold the promise to address those challenges that might be in health, sustainability, information, and systems. They have completed the requirements prescribed by the faculty of the Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science related to the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Masters of Science, Professional Engineering degree, and Doctor of Engineering Science. I respectfully request you, sir, to please confer upon them these degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Deborah Spar, President of Barnard College.
Mr. President, it is my honor and my pleasure to present to you the brilliant, the bold, the slightly rain-soaked and yet still ever beautiful women of Barnard College. Under the watchful eye of Nike, with the leadership of Athena, in the splendor of the Diana, and with the wisdom that comes from at least 9 ways of knowing, they have won Fulbright scholarships and internships, scaled mountains and dug into archives, choreographed works of dance, and launched internet ventures, leaning into everything they do. And along the way, they have somehow also managed to complete the requirements prescribed by the faculty for the Bachelor of Arts degree. So I ask you please to confer these degrees along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Peter Ahn, Dean of the School of General Studies.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Mr. President, to your right, and perched on Olympian heights, stand the godlike candidates of the School of General Studies. Drenched in the light of wisdom, drowning in debt, soaked to the core by a torrent of creative and innovative ideas, whose commitment to the life of the mind will never be dampened. They have successfully traversed the rough sea of requirements prescribed by the Faculty of Arts and Sciences for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. I, with moistened eyes and moistened head and moistened feet and everything else, plead with you, sir, to grant them these degrees with the rights and privileges thereto attached. Thank you so
much. Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Christine Billmeyer, Dean of the School of Continuing Education.
Mr. President, before you and to your right stand the alarmingly intelligent, endlessly committed, and assiduously entrepreneurial candidates of the Faculty of Continuing Education. These 275 candidates come forth from the youngest of the schools in our great university, but they represent the focal point of education in this still young century, to transform knowledge and understanding in service of the greater good, a just, sustainable, and compassionate global society. President Bollinger, I hereby certify that these students have completed the requirements prescribed by the Faculty of Continuing Education for the degree of Master of Science in 12 emerging and evolving fields of study. Through their achievements, these candidates are now prepared to apply their knowledge and expertise to compelling and complex issues that concern the world and that cross many sectors of human activity. Through their endeavors, they have developed into citizens of the 21st century, continuing to grow and reinvent themselves, knowing, because the doors of wisdom are never shut, that they will never stop learning. I beseech you, sir, to grant them this degree along with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Carol Becker, Dean of the School of the Arts.
Mr. President, before you, over there, stand the wildly talented candidates of the Faculty of the School of the Arts in film, theater, visual arts, and writing. They represent most parts of the United States, as well as 30 other countries. They have dazzled, amused, terrified, astonished, and surprised us and each other with their boundless enthusiasm and creativity. Miraculously, while succeeding at all this, they also have completed the requirements prescribed by the faculty for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Fine Arts. I implore you, Mr. President, to grant them their degrees, along with the rights and privileges thereto attached, so that they may go out into the world with great optimism and courage and struggle against all odds to be appreciated and supported by society as they so generously continue to give voice to the brilliance of their generation.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present John Coatsworth, Dean of the School of International and Public Affairs.
Mr. President, on your left, stand the globally conscious, amazing candidates of the Faculty of International and Public Affairs who are committed to sustainable development, social justice, democratic governance, and a world at peace. In short, they are passionate about their international affairs and great lovers great lovers of public service. Who have completed the requirements prescribed by our faculty for the degrees of Master of International Affairs and Master of Public Administration. I beg you, sir, to grant them these degrees along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Jeanette Takamura, Dean of the School of Social Work.
Mr. President, in the bleachers to the left of center, over there, as you can see, and I don't mean in political terms, are the candidates of the faculty of the School of Social Work. First and finest, accomplished, award-winning, attractive, intelligent, good-humored, passionate. As you know, they are change masters who have given more than 500,000 hours of service in the halls of Congress, in Europe, in Asia, and Africa. Mr. President, get out your umbrella, because this group of exceptional candidates are ready to take the world by storm. They have completed the requirements prescribed by our faculty for the degrees of Master of Science and Doctor of Philosophy. Therefore, I beg you, sir, to grant them these degrees along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Ira Lamster, Dean of the College of Dental Medicine.
Mr. President, small in number, but great in spirit, before you stand the candidates of the faculty of the College of Dental Medicine who have completed requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degree of Master of Science and Doctor of Dental Surgery. These graduates represent the future of dental medicine and carry with them our hopes and expectations for the continued development of our profession. These individuals can be best described as socially conscious, dedicated, collaborative, and compassionate. 75% of the members of this class have traveled internationally to provide oral health care services to those in greatest need. Now they continue their education at the finest residency programs in the United States. In addition to all these wonderful attributes, Mr. President, members of the class of the College of Dental Medicine 2011 also demonstrate superb oral hygiene and are, of course, completely painless. I beg you, sir, to grant them these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Glenn Hubbard, Dean of the Graduate School of Business.
Mr. President, on your right, before you stand the entrepreneurial, the opportunity ready, and I certify to you the bailout-free candidates of the Faculty of Business. Please take stock of my bond, sir. Accept my warrant. Look on with interest. They have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degree of Master of Business Administration. I beg you, sir, please grant these candidates the degrees along with the rights, the responsibilities, the privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Nicholas Lemon, Dean of the Graduate School of Journalism.
Mr. President, quiet down. Mr. President, I have reason to believe that not everyone here at this commencement ceremony is a journalist. Therefore, some members of the audience may occasionally fall prey to worry about the future of our much-loved profession. Let me reassure them. First, you, sir, have called for substantially increased public funding of journalism. Of course, that means it will happen. Second, and even more important, I present the best possible evidence of the vigorous health of our profession, the candidates of the Faculty of Journalism. As you can see, they are subject to the deeply unfair accusation that they got where they are only on the basis of their looks. As you can hear, they are boisterous and energetic. They are idealistic. They are highly skilled. They cannot be fooled. They are analytically unerring. They are narratively spellbinding. And they are getting jobs. They stand poised to take our profession, less bound than ever before by the limits of distance and time and space, to heights that we of the older generation can hardly imagine. So I would urge our guests to go worry about something else instead of the future of journalism. And I would beseech you, sir, to grant our candidates the degrees of Master of Science, Master of Arts, and Doctor of Philosophy, along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Susan Furman, President of Teachers College.
Mr. President, before you to your left stand the candidates of the Faculty of Teachers College who have completed the requirements for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Science, and Doctor of Education. They are schooled in schooling, intense about innovation, revved up about reform, learned about leading, and above all, yearning for learning. I ask you, sir, to grant them these degrees along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Mark Wigley, Dean of the Graduate School of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation.
Mr. President, before you stand the candidates of the Faculty of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation. As is obvious to everybody here today, they are embarrassingly intelligent, relentlessly experimental, and routinely fashionable. These people simply want to change the way that we live and we think, and they will. They have digital streams flowing through their veins. They have new materials at their fingertips. They are brilliant, brilliant visions in their heads. And they're itching to make an impact in every single corner of this planet and beyond, and they will. Mr. President, it's time to launch these heat-seeking, heat-producing designers and developers into the world. They have completed the tortuous requirements prescribed by the faculties for the degrees of Master of Architecture, Master of Science in Advanced Architectural Design, Urban Design, Historic Preservation, Urban Planning, Critical Curatorial and Conceptual Practices, and Real Estate Development. I beg you, sir, please grant them these degrees along with the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present David Shizer, Dean of the School of Law.
Mr. President, before you stand the candidates of the Faculty of Law with justice in their hearts and stare decisis in their eyes. They are ready to join you, Mr. President, as graduates of Columbia Law School. They've completed the requirements for the degrees of Juris Doctor, Master of Laws, and Doctor of Science in Law. They've read thousands of cases and statutes, eaten a great deal of pizza, and fought valiantly in our annual Dean's Cup basketball game. Like the classes that have come before them, they're trained to become leaders in every sector all over the world, and consistent with the weather-related observations that have been offered, I will simply say that they're good to have on your side on a rainy day. I ask you, sir, to grant them their degrees.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Lee Goldman, Executive Vice President for Health and Biomedical Sciences and Dean of the Health Sciences and Medicine.
Mr. President, I am so proud to present the candidates for degrees from Columbia's College of Fabulous Physicians and Superb Surgeons. While all of our graduates are lovers, our students have also mastered the anatomy and the physiology. That will make them outstanding lovers of the medical professions. They've also mastered the scientific knowledge, the clinical skills, and the humanism to be able to improve the health and welfare of their patients, one at a time, and the public as a whole. Having completed or exceeded the prescribed requirements for master's or doctoral degrees in science, human nutrition, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and medicine. I respectfully request, sir, that you grant these individuals these degrees along with the rights, privileges, and responsibilities hereto attached. Mr. President, as you know, Columbia was the first university in America to grant the MD degree some 240 years ago. As has been our custom for these many years, we also request permission to administer the Hippocratic Oath to those who have just completed the Doctor of Medicine degree. This year's graduates are prepared to recite the entire oath by heart in the original Greek. But to save time, sir, I beg your permission to recite it in English. I ask them to bow their heads. Now we call upon you to take, as we have at Columbia for 240 years, and as doctors worldwide have taken for 2,400 years, the oath of Hippocrates. If you swear to these things, please bow your head in a sign of acquiescence. I solemnly swear, by whatever I hold most sacred, that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members, that I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor, that into whatsoever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick, to the utmost of my power, holding myself far aloof from wrong and corruption, and from the tempting of others to vice. That I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients, and will give no drug, nor perform no operation for an unworthy purpose, even if solicited. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of my patients, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. If you will be true to this, your oath, may good repute ever be yours. The opposite, if you shall prove yourselves forsworn. Congratulations, and welcome to the profession of medicine.
Mr. President, we're nearing the end. It is my pleasure to present Bobby Berkowitz, Dean of the School of Nursing.
Mr. President, please greet representatives from the candidates, the hundreds of candidates of the 2011 graduating class of the School of Nursing. These men and women are the next generation of clinicians and scholars who will keep us healthy, manage our care should we become ill, and discover new ways to improve the quality of health care. Because our health depends on them, it is in the best interest of all of us that you, sir, grant the Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, Doctor of Nursing Science, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees, along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present Linda Freed, Dean of the Mailman School of Public Health.
Mr. President, before you on the right stand the visionary candidates of the Mailman School of Public Health, relentlessly committed to a better world, with the skills to improve all of our health in this country and around the world. Politically astute, diverse, creators of knowledge and leaders in its use, and stupendously brilliant. Sir, these candidates, hailing from nations around the world, must not be detained from their noble mission of improving health and preventing disease in every corner of our planet. We need them to go forth with the skills to do what they came to do, to change the world. They have completed the requirements prescribed by their faculty for the degrees of Master of Public Health, Master of Science, and Doctor of Public Health. I beseech you, sir, to grant them these degrees along with the rights and responsibilities thereto attached.
Mr. President, last but not least, it is my pleasure to present Carlos Alonso, Dean of the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences.
Mr. President, before you stand the candidates of the faculty of the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences who have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Philosophy, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Musical Arts. Some of them have been toiling and disciplining themselves for many years in order to reach this day, in which they will be bestowed the highest degree offered by this world-renowned House of Learning over which you preside. I beg you, sir, so that they will never have to answer again ignominious questions such as, when will you be done with that thesis? Or your cousin is a real doctor and he finished 2 years ago. I beseech you, sir, to give them and their families and friends here assembled final release by granting these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Will all candidates for degrees in course rise for the conferring of degrees by the President?
The appropriate academic authorities have determined and have so reported to me those students who have satisfactorily completed the course of studies prescribed by the faculty under which they have each been enrolled as a candidate for a university degree. In accordance with the authority vested in me as president of the university, I now admit each of you to the degree for which you have been qualified, in token whereof you will subsequently receive your diploma. Congratulations.
One more time, the audience is requested to rise and sing once again, but this time with the Clefhangers and the Columbia Glee Club in the singing of Stand Columbia. Please remain standing until after the closing words by Chaplain Davis.
Mother stayed on rock eternal, crowned and set up on a height, glorified by light supernal. In thy radiance we see light. Torch thy children's lamps to kindle, beacon star to cheer and guide. Stand Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide. Stand Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide. Honor, love, and veneration crown forevermore thy brow. Men, your grateful generation, hail thee as we hail thee now, till the lordly Hudson seaward cease to roll his heaving tide. Stand Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide. Stand Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide.
Return to Columbia often. Return to Columbia often to challenge your mind and to refresh your spirit. Safe travels and Godspeed.
Until the academic procession has entered Low Library, guests of the university and the graduates are requested to remain in your places, but a final congratulations to the class of 2011.